In the big Bilge Tank, we'll keep you in the know. In the big Bilge Tank, we'll fix your techie woes.
And we'll break things and we'll make things till we're all together raking and
We'll raise a cup of grog down in the big Bilge Tank. In the big Bilge Tank, come and join our pirate crew. In the big Bilge Tank, we will show you what to do.
And we'll hack it till we crack it and we'll tell the world about it and forget to tidy up.
That's why it's now a Bilge Tank.
Hello and welcome to episode 010 of the Bilge Tank, our first double-digit episode, Paul.
Well, you know, the perfect run out to end sometime, didn't it?
Haven't
Well,
always
that's
been triple digits.
Well,
Yeah,
but
but
there
always
was
in
zero
triple
padded.
digits. Yeah.
So this is very exciting.
Palindromic as well.
And to celebrate, we have our first ever live build in the studio. We are going to attempt to assemble, as promised, the Raspberry Pi display frame with a Pibow coupe mounted onto the back.
What do you mean by attempt?
We're going to do it.
It's going to be successful. It's going to be awesome. Slightly more interesting than watching paint dry.
No, it
Ever so
wouldn't be
slightly.
great media for a podcast, but
No.
hopefully video will work better. We'll see how it goes.
Phil is now screwing this up. Could be David Attenborough style.
For those watching in black
Did
and
you
white,
see him? They did David Attenborough narrating the intro to Adele's new video.
No,
It was really quite good.
was it?
Yeah.
I'll have to find that.
It's nice to see him still kind of doing work, because I think he's stepped back from the narration enough, a little bit, of all the nature stuff. And have they been bringing in Brian Cox?
I
Or
don't.
somebody else.
I guess so, but
It's
I
not the
suspect but he had to be flown onto like the sides of mountains and things, and
Yeah.
there's an age at which you don't want to be doing that
Yeah,
anymore.
but it's like ever since we've been growing up, he's been the voice
It's
of
true.
nature.
He has.
So you know you're getting old.
I
when
believe
that
polar
changes.
bears started mimicking him.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Mm.
Strange fact.
Yep.
So, onto the news.
On to the news. So there's a definite flavour to stuff we love this week, and that's because everybody and their dog is releasing a arcade cabinet Kickstarter.
Yeah.
At least 2 or 3, maybe even 2.5 years after it was cool.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's still cool, but there's a lot
course
of
it
them out
took
there
us-
right now.
Took us a year to deliver, and then another year to actually release it as a product. But
Mhm.
now you can get Picade.
Picade is available
Yeah.
in store.
We can't make them fast enough. It's really quite brings a tear to your eye.
It does. It's amazing.
Yeah, brilliant. Anyway, so first up we made a pretty cool arcade cabinet type stuff.
And put it on Kickstarter.
Yep. In fact, no, we're going to swap this around, aren't we?
Are we?
Yeah. Let's have these screen.
Should we just go full screen? Let's get rid of us.
What?
Just full
It's all
screen.
going wrong. There we go.
Brilliant. Okay.
Okay.
Well, we
Fine.
can't see the thing then. Cool.
Okay. So first up is the Star Force. Now this is actually a bit more inventive, as they're going to injection mould this kind of very classic home arcade cabinet thing, just like you used to get in the late 70s, early 80s.
This totally reminds you of the. I just remember like a racing game, and it almost felt like there was a rotating wheel in there or something. but I
That's
think it was
mainly because there was a rotating wheel in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. it's just
Yeah,
like-
that was the really cheap stuff.
Oh dear.
And also, but this is based on the LCD type stuff where they did kind of home versions of Pac-Man and all that.
Yeah.
And looks a little bit like a Stormtrooper helmet. But yeah, they're being ambitious. They're going for injection molding. So that's, kudos to them for making something that feels really quite interesting and good.
Yeah. No, it's cool.
Yeah.
It is. It's a different take on it, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
instead of just like another laser cut panels bolted together, screen, whatever.
Yeah, and I think the only weird thing is they've got a B plus tier in there, I think, which is okay. You know, B plus will run arcade cabinets, perfectly good computer. It just
They
seems
cost
a bit
the
weird
same,
when they cost
so-
about the same as a Pi 2.
Yeah.
Anyway, apart from that, go those guys. And then next up we got Shay Silverman, who did the Pi Play and generally has been very good about making stuff happen with arcade and Kickstarters. He's got Homecade, and they've got, this is very much kind of like your Clarkades. It's got the trim around the edge, it's got 2 players, it's got various formats.
It's got lots of red and yellow decals.
Lots of red and yellow decals invoking certain games. Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm.
He's invoking Pac-Man. So that's good. We like Shay. Shay's a nice guy. Shay's done lots of good stuff. So yeah, if you want to support him, there's his Kickstarter. And then the one that kind of I like the most as a designer is Pixel Vision. Again, the Kickstarter. Now, if you remember...
There's no pictures on this page. Let's go to the
Go to
Kickstarter.
the Kickstarter. This is the guy who made the kind of laptop-style wooden case.
Oh, yeah.
That's cute.
And now he's doing the Kickstarter with a kind of DS version. If you look at his site, he's got some really beautiful projects on there. The only slight downside is that it has this beautiful wood custom finish, and it's so artisan stuff that it's about 300 quid for the base unit. So you've got to really love your stuff. But given his stuff, he normally sells it for about 1,200 euros. So it's actually kind of a bargain based on what he normally does. And he makes beautiful things. He's been doing it for years. He's got
Friction hinge in solid American walnut.
Exactly, yeah.
Crazy.
He's proper artisan.
Amazing.
He's not messing about. This is not, hipsters
Oh, wow.
like us making this stuff. We're good at what we do. We do it a different style. This guy's just been in a shed in the middle of Sweden, I imagine, just hacking these arcade cabinets out of pure wood.
Yeah, presumably just whittling
Yeah,
for some time.
yeah. And you
Whistle
can back
for
it in
electronics.
Krona as well. How often do you get to back a Kickstarter in Krona?
Not often enough,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one's interesting because it uses the A+.
Yeah.
And obviously the A+, there's not a huge number of A+ units out there, and it's not the obvious choice for the hobbyist.
Yeah.
But for this form factor, it works really well.
Yep.
That's nice. And I'm assuming the screen is basically like an SPI
Just
connection
an
over to the
SPI type thing.
GPIO, so
Yep.
similar to a Pi TFT.
Yep.
That's kind of cute.
So I think that's your 3 arcade cabinets this week.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have 3 more next week.
Yeah,
So we'll
absolutely.
keep checking Kickstarter.
Or you could just get a Picade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I think now the Picade is kind of going well and
that's
is now a
cute.
commercial item. We'll start making with the hacks. We'll have Sandy coming down from York at some point. Sandy,
Kill the overlay, the underlay.
the underlay.
The underlay.
I think it's just if you're just looking at a web
Overlay.
browser with us, that's a bit bad. You got to see our reaction.
Well, no, but we're done with the browser bit.
Oh right, you just want to see us alone.
Yeah.
That's all right. We can do
This is
that.
face to face. This is
Yeah.
community participation.
I get where you're at now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's some cool stuff.
So yeah, Sandy, if you're out there, come see us soon, man.
We penciled in a date for that, and I can't remember what it is. But yeah, Sandy has basically
Sure.
modded his Picade to
To his
by
specification.
heaven. It's amazing.
He's literally
Um,
pimped it up.
It's all
He's
purple
totally
and
If
good.
awesome.
it had kind of tiger skin fur in it, it couldn't have been more retro.
I think you've thrown down the
Classic.
gauntlet there, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, he might be able to get some like vinyl wrap or something. We'll
Right.
see. That's the challenge for you, Sandy. Before you
I don't
come
know,
in.
vinyl wrap. If you go to the right stores, they have a lot of rap records in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
Is that what you meant?
Yeah, that's pretty much what
Okay.
I mean. You melt them down.
Yeah.
Plastic.
I might be a little bit
But yeah, Sandy's going to bring his modded Picade in, and we're going to like walk through it, and we're going to just do an episode about Picade modding.
Just you tell us your questions about how do you do this with the Picade, what if I wanted to do this, and we'll kind of take that on board, try and do some stuff, explain how it slots together,
Mhm.
talk about things like 2-player, what software you use, and yeah, that could be a very long episode.
How to add blinking lights.
Yep.
All that cool stuff. Ooh, haptic feedback. We haven't done that yet.
Haptic feedback.
Do it with exciters, as well.
Exciters,
Maybe
yeah.
filter the audio and then get some exciters in there to provide some feedback.
Yeah.
Could be cool.
Just hack out the analog audio from the Pi, use the secondary channel. Yeah.
We could.
Oh
do
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, if you want to know how to do something with a Picade,
Yeah.
send us a
Somebody
question on
says
the forum.
December.
Just December? Just December. Yeah, it's going to be in December.
December.
That
We'll
narrows
figure
it
it
down a little bit.
Okay.
Sweet. Okay. Next up is processing coming to the Raspberry Pi.
Yep, there
Very
is a
exciting.
blog post on Raspberry Pi to say processing is now available for the Raspberry Pi. And Adafruit jumped out there and said, hey, here's how to do stuff with it and the Pi TFT. Because they are just on the ball. They're just so hardcore.
Well, this is Tony DeCola, and he does a lot of software
Yeah.
stuff for them. Yeah, it tends to be good.
I think he's based in Northwest America somewhere.
Mhm.
And he just sits there just making awesome stuff. It's a great plum job. Anyway, processing is a great way to do prototyping of things like arty projects or interactivity, and just make stuff appear really. It's got a good following, and it's actually, I think, the processing UX kind of IDE is what underlied wiring as well, which underlies Arduino.
Yeah,
So
ultimately became
it's
the
got a-
Arduino IDE
yeah.
and all of that.
It's got this massive
Like
problem.
a very friendly pair.
Yeah.
And you can run firmware on the Arduino that actually allows you to control it from processing, which is really cool as well.
Yeah.
So presumably that will work in this setup.
So processing was kind of geared towards art and installations and kind of interactive stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And
making
I've never
movies.
used it. I don't even know what language it is. But
I think it's Pythonic.
what language is it, Phil? Software man?
I can't picture it. I think it's similar to the Arduino language, which is kind of a not C.
Basically some C libraries, isn't it,
Right.
pretty much?
When I go to live learn processing.
I'm sure it was interpreted, not compiled.
Ooh, OpenGL.
Yeah,
No, we'll have a... Well, we shall go away and have a play with processing and see how it is. But
See if we
it's-
can write our own learning article with
Yeah.
our own hardware
yeah,
on the unicorn hat or something.
darn right.
Yeah.
And then next up we have the Gemini self-balancing robot kit.
So ZeroPi, which we mentioned a week or two back, that got successfully funded for a nice little thing for putting motor shields and turning your Pi into a 3D printer. They have some relationship with the MakeBlock people. MakeBlock have launched and then cancelled the Kickstarter almost immediately. But it looks like a cool robot, just an all-in-one robot you connect with your mobile phone. And MakeBlock, they've been pretty damn active. So this should be pretty interesting. It looks like they're just going to delay it and relaunch it soon.
Yeah, they've said
so
they're going to relaunch.
It's going to relaunch, so as soon as that comes
happened.
back, keep an eye out for that, because it should be interesting.
That is pretty cute though. And I like the little face on it. It's
Yeah.
something that we often do when we're building robots. Put little matrix displays on for demos and things because I think people really dig it when something's got a smiley face.
People kick robots less when they have smiley faces.
think so?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, interesting. Well, she seems to be pretty angry with that robot.
exactly. But you feel bad about it.
Oh, okay. It's
That's
the
the main
empathy
thing.
side that matters.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, that's it for the news.
Okay.
So, right, Phil is going to, as promised, people keep asking us how you mount a Pibow coupe onto the back of the Raspberry Pi display. We're going to do it live right now.
Phil's going to do it live.
Phil's going to show us how
We're
to
going
do
to
it.
cajole him.
The quick, too long, don't listen thing is that there are 4 mounting holes in the bottom of the bottom layer.
Which mounting? Ooh, close up.
Have we got a pointing device?
Right, I
There
have.
we go.
You can have my pointing device, Phil.
Interesting.
Let me be your pointing
You
device.
can be the pointing device.
Just there. So essentially, these are the hat mounting holes, aren't they? Or the standard Raspberry Pi mounting holes.
Yep.
And you can mount the base of your Pibow straight through.
So we've got those at the
Those
bottom,
holes
we've got them at the
those.
top as well, so if you want to show the top. It means you can either put screws all the way through hats or through the bottom, through the top, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, you use them to secure hats or just to mount full Pibow straight onto another
Basically, if you want to
surface.
mount it to your wall, just get some like 6-inch wall screws straight through your Pi.
That's
straight
it.
through the case.
There are a few ways to say in other manners that they're just holes, right? And they go straight through the Pi and the Pibow.
Yeah, it's worth explaining though. We've got the hat specification there. It's got a 65mm width and the depth. So we support it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to use now for this exciting build.
I can't wait. Do we have some music for this? Something like Tony Hart's The Gallery, perhaps?
No, because that would be copyright infringement.
Oh, right, okay.
We keep
We
getting
should-
done for that.
We should work on that next time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go close up
Okay.
and meet Phil's little helpers.
We can kind of do both if you want. So you get Phil there, and then you get Phil there, so you can
Oh
see him
man,
kind
that's
of.
brilliant.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, but Phil has some little helpers holding
Oh
his
no,
various
made him
nuts and
drop his
bolts.
screw, he's failed.
Well, never mind.
Yeah.
I
Let's
just
do this.
realised that all the fiddling about setting up my little helpers, I forgot to actually get a Pi to build the case for them.
Right. We could possibly, we can replace the one we made
Get a
earlier
Pi.
there.
Which one?
Okay,
We
we
got
can
one.
do a
We've got the demo pie at the front there.
switcheroo.
We could do the old switcheroo. Okay.
We do the switcheroo.
Yeah. This is so when we're showing you programming on a Pi on Bilge Tank, we have this little Pi at the front of the screen. Until now.
And it'll never work again. So we'll start by building our flotilla touchscreen stand around the touchscreen.
This is a good guide for just building the display itself as well,
These
right?
these I
Everything
always
that's
end up
relevant.
putting on the wrong way up, so I've laid them out in such a way that I won't possibly make a mistake.
And it's only important because there's this slight raised trim on one side, which is actually the touch overlay,
So
I think.
is it this
bonded
layer
on.
that goes on first, and then this layer? In
They've got
fact, now that you
numbers
point
on
it out,
to help.
They always have numbers on. They never pay any attention. I can't see
Oh,
them.
they might be on the underside. Anyway, there you go.
I made it clever.
What have you done?
You now see all of Phil assembling in close up and
Ooh, wow!
That's
You
beautiful.
can see this and the close. Wow, that's trippy.
yeah.
And no one can see me awkwardly attempting to release this pie from its
So
flotilla
now I've got
cage.
things in the correct order.
Excellent.
We can take this first layer, which has the gap at this side, to fit around the touchscreen raised bit, whatever you might call that, and then we've got the layer that doesn't have the gap. Goes on. Normally you wouldn't assemble this around the board because it's a little bit tight, but I'm just going to drop that into place. like so. So that's the 3 base layers, and then we've got
Your pie set.
the brackets that hold the legs in place, and the legs themselves. I'm thinking, which way up does this need to be? Here we go. Legs downwards. Engage.
These little locking plates are really ingenious. Connor was working on these. They went through quite a lot of iterations, but they've ended up as a really nice solution. And they cut out the waste of the other layers, so it kind of minimises the amount of perspex we have to send off for recycling.
Yeah, recycling is good, but actually using it efficiently is better.
Definitely.
Plastic screws aren't magnetic, so this is a complete pain in the backside.
Now, if you have a strong enough magnet, Phil.
Or maybe if you energise them first, I don't know.
And yeah,
There's
eddy currents.
static electricity will work. Won't be magnetic, but it'll still stick.
You still need to tighten that last one up.
Whee. So it's important with these screws to tighten them until they're kind of finger tight, and then don't over tighten because they don't need to be.
Yeah, it's just they're just nylon screws going into metal.
As soon
so
as
you
you
don't want
over
to
tighten
overwork
them, you're going to strip the threads off basically, and you'll have completely useless screws.
Okay.
So now we've built that, we're going to take the ribbon cable because this will be really, really hard to get in after the fact. And I'm going to stick that in the little flat flex.
Looks like the DSI connector.
With the shiny side up.
And the writing is a good way. Oh no,
No,
it
it's
depends
not,
which way you do
because
it,
you
doesn't
could
it?
do it that
But
way
yeah,
around, and
I always
the
do
shiny
the
side,
writing
isn't
on
it?
the inside and somehow get it right.
Do it shiny side up, writing on the inside. And what with these things, to very carefully just pull the little clip out. Don't pull too hard because they can be a bit delicate. And then once it's in, push it back into place. Ta-da.
This is brilliant television.
Yep.
I'm so glad we've done this.
Well, we've had a lot of support queries with people trying to get the touchscreen to work, and a lot of it is down to how well you seat these ribbon cables.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of a knack to it.
Some of them are now coming with the primary cables pre-seated,
Which is
a few
helpful.
like that,
Yep.
which is great.
Yeah.
But you'll always have to do the DSI cable, I
Yeah.
believe. So.
But Phil's got a really good guide on the forums which tells you how to do this. So
Yeah.
read that.
Now the trick is to get this the right way up and the right way round, although the right way up, yeah, it does matter.
The right way round is so that
The right way
if
up,
you
so
were
you're
looking at
the
you're looking at the text reversed,
Yes.
because it would be the bottom and therefore read
you want
correctly.
the SD card slot towards the ribbon cable. Just align the mounting holes, but before we screw this in place, we're going to take the little packet of fixings.
That's your coupe fixings.
That's
Phil.
my coupe fixings.
And the
yes.
coupe is the premier case of choice for Raspberry Pi enthusiasts.
Indeed,
Is that right?
indeed. It's the premier
Excellent.
case of choice because it gives you access to the GPIO.
Oh, tell me
Instant-
more about
And
the
it
GPIO.
labels the GPIO.
Tell me more about Loom.
So we're going to take, you can probably see me up here, we're going to take these 4 bolts and just preemptively push them through because it's trickier to get them in afterwards. It's not impossible, but
Because they're nylon, slightly
it's going to
flexible.
go the reverse way, and then when they go
Let
in,
them
they'll
drop.
just drop.
Wow.
Ta-da!
Sweet.
Presto
this is
changer.
real
Lego
professional
man with a
stuff.
screwdriver bit. Thank you, sir. And bolt.
Oh,
So
look at that.
magnetic.
It's amazing.
We'll be getting more of these iFixit kits in because they've sold out already.
Should
So I
be
think
able to-
they were quite popular. So thank you everyone for supporting us and
Oh,
buying
that's so nice.
the iFixit stuff.
If anyone hadn't seen this up close yet, it doesn't look like a screwdriver, it looks like some kind of space tool.
I think we should just rename them Space Tools.
Space tools.
With no other details. I
Space
think that's
tool.
enough. But it comes in a kit and it also comes with like a what do you call a rubber neck
Flexible
style?
shaft.
Which is kind of awesome because it lets you screw things around corners or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
These robots are excellent workers.
They're tireless.
Really.
Even if they've run out of battery, they're going to still stand there holding screws. That's a great thing about
Fail
robots.
safe.
So we can now drop the pie in place. In fact, we need to put the first layer on first. So always remember this. So this is layer 1 that's just dropping on top.
And you're just aligning that using the little laser cut numbers.
Laser cut numbers, yeah, 0, 1, etc., etc. And now the mounting holes on the pie will line up with the heads of the screws, so there's not going to be any dodgy electrical contact going on in there at all.
Sweet.
In fact, I should have put layer 2 on first, sorry about that. Layer 2! I'm terrible at assembling pie. And then the I will drop in place.
You've got a corner knot down there, Phil.
Which corner? Yeah, I've got a bolt that's a little bit wonky. Ta-da!
This is going to be a very stylish end result.
Layer 3. Well, it's all in matching colours.
So layer 3,
Layer 3.
the key thing is to get the tabs between the USB, get those lined up properly, it'll slip on sweetly.
Finally,
They've got little notch cutouts which go around the flanges of the USB. Same with the top as well. There you go.
Ooh. So in fact, you could actually drive these bolts in from the top side and just retain the nut, basically.
You
But
could,
this is the
yeah,
hacker's
with the
choice,
thing is,
right? It lets you
I
get
do
access
the
to your
bottom,
pipe.
but
if
you want to be able
to.
to remove the top.
Yeah.
This is
The one thing
hack
you have
mode.
to do at this stage, because it's almost impossible to get to the DSI connector, you can either lift
Phil.
the connector up.
That was true until you had your spudger from your iFixit kit.
Oh yeah, that's spudger. Where's the spudger? I put a spudger over
Okay,
here.
Phil,
There's
Phil's
switches
right.
everywhere there, Phil.
Open up the DSI port before you put the top on. It's a bit easier, especially with
Oh, here,
fingers.
here we go. Look, this is actually almost designed for that. It's got a little hook on the end. You can get that hook under there, and everything will break.
This is where it goes, thing, hits the wall. We should probably do it the other way, though, for people without the benefit of switches in their lives.
To be fair, it looks like the spudger is not necessarily the best way. So,
Yeah, you need the metal one. It's thinner.
so we'll do that. My way of
Okay.
doing it is to basically feed the cable through first,
Mm-hmm.
and then secure it in place because it's way easier to do with all this nonsense out of the way. At this point, you can't get the cable the wrong way up.
Yeah, you just need to make sure it's well seated, even and flat, and hits the bottom of the port. So
Beautiful.
it's not at a slight
Perfecto.
angle.
At this point, we should be able to pull those bolts up through the case. Ta-da!
Magic. That's a beauty.
Amazing.
Slightly
stream,
more
we
using
can't
the
speed
watching
up.
paint drying.
And then
Yeah, this is
revert.
unfortunate, isn't it? You can't make this process part of the build process. Just go.
Well, if you had a long enough buffer.
No, that's true. Well, yeah.
My way may not necessarily be the best
Yeah.
way.
So while Phil's finishing that off,
I like inverted bolts.
just like to say we're just about to pass 300 subscribers on the YouTube channel.
Oh yes.
Yep. So we're at 299. Who wants to be the 300th? Let's see. Hopefully you'll be out there today watching us and thinking, yes, I want to be notified when more stuff happens.
Yeah, and the other really exciting news this week is that our Flotilla Kickstarter, we just announced the dates for when we're going to be shipping the units out to the backers. So
Yeah.
that's
We
kind of
went from
exciting.
theoretically 6 weeks, the ever extending 6 weeks, to, yes, 2 weeks finished in 4 weeks.
Yeah. And we received the dock PCBs today,
Yeah.
which was the big thing we were waiting for.
2
and
days
they actually
earlier
came a
than
bit
we were
early,
promised,
which is
so-
great. So,
We're just dead happy about that.
yeah, it is awesome.
In your manual voltage.
I'm totally failing though, Phil.
I normally use an electric screwdriver for this part because I have no patience.
Downstairs in the workshop, G's beavering away at thousands of PCBs per day, pretty much by now, which is something to behold. We should do a little video of that as well.
I think maybe for our next Flotilla update we should do a production video because
Yeah.
we're in that stage.
Yeah,
Do some footage of them being assembled.
and
So
it's
much
really
production.
the kind of the fruition of everything we've built here. Just to see that going full
Ta-da.
Kill
throttle.
the close up.
Oh,
Amazing. Look at that. That's a real beaut.
protected,
Good job, Phil.
smooth, blue,
Great.
pale, soothing blue.
Now we've got two choices when it comes to powering them. We've got these nasty little Pibow cables here.
Or
Oh, we've got the super fabulous split power cable.
that's in
Which is,
our store. I think if you search for split USB, it should come up. Let's just check that. Yes, it does. It's called. It's basically a dual micro B power cable. So it takes a single USB A port, splits it out into two USB B ports, micro B, so that it can power the Pi and the screen independently, so long as you give it a good power supply.
Yep.
Good 2 amp power supply. Yep, the
Like
official
the official
one.
Raspberry Pis,
Yep.
which is available in our store. If you search, no, it's fine.
This is becoming a running gag now, isn't it?
If you're looking for the frame as well, some people
Nice.
have had trouble finding it on search.
But it is available on our
Shopify search just isn't the best, but if you
Yeah.
type in frame,
the keyword is frame.
frame.
So I've just
Um,
looped the power cable over the top of the Pi underneath and out of the side there.
That is a
For-
real beauty.
Aesthetic tidiness.
That is
So
lovely.
we've got a power supply here.
So there we go, frame for the, yeah.
And we've most likely got an SD card that doesn't work with the touchscreen currently plugged into this Pi. But
One thing I would like to point out at our new site design, one of the things I'm most proud of is the fact that when you search something like Adafruit SPI, it highlights those search phrases in your results. I just think it's really cute. Every time I see it, I'm like, I love that feature. That's a great feature. But it does help you when you're scanning through a load of stuff to kind of see the key bits of information you're interested
Where they
in.
appear.
ta-da!
Da, da, da. It's right way up, Phil.
It's alive.
Sweet.
Look at that.
And generally for the touchscreen, you want the latest version of Raspbian at the moment still, rather than Noobs?
Yes, I believe so. I'm not sure if Noobs has been updated yet to kind of be friendly with the touchscreen out of the box, but there were certainly some problems with older versions of it.
If you have
Particularly
new
and
it's
rather
just
unfortunately the ones on the Noobs cards, because we can't update cards that have already been flashed magically because it's just not feasible.
It is just an apt-get update, apt-get upgrade away, is it?
The
Still?
Noobs, I don't think it actually updates the Noobs part. So with Noobs, you've got this partition that's got the bootloader on it that then boots up and says which OS do you want to pick. And I think that short circuits the normal process of firmware.
Oh, sorry. Actually, in the Noobs interface, you mean it doesn't work with the touchscreen?
Yeah,
Right.
I believe
okay.
at that point it either doesn't work or there are some features that are not supported. So if you do an LCD rotate, for example, Noobs will fire up, set up the screen and everything, and then hand off to Raspbian, at which point the screen's already upside down and Raspbian goes, oh, okay, and doesn't bother fixing it because it has no concept. So my advice at the moment is just to use Raspbian Jessie. It's apparently got some problems with the touchscreen keyboard, but I find that fairly horrible anyway, and it doesn't support right click on the touchscreen. There's a hack that you can use to enable right click, and that doesn't work in Jessie at the moment.
Is that like a press and hold or two
That
finger?
is the press and hold, yeah.
Right, okay.
So the press and hold works in Wheezy,
Mhm.
but it doesn't work in Jessie. And if you really, really need that, then don't upgrade to Jessie yet. But otherwise, I'm recommending Jessie because it just works.
Very
There are a
nice.
few people who've had non-functional touchscreens, and I've said just install Jessie, and ta-da, magical functional touchscreens.
That's Phil's top tip.
Top tip, just
Top
install Jessie.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Well, that's all we got time for today.
Okay, see you next week.
Don't forget to like.
Comment
And subscribe.
to this channel.
Not other channels. Yeah.
No, and no other channels. See you later.